Everybody, Kristen Heath from Premier Fitness. Today we have our back day workout. I'm getting my towel for our workout ready right now. So all you're going to need for this workout is a towel and some wall space. You're going to want just enough wall space so you can lean against it with your arms out like this. So just that wide of an area, enough for you to do that. And then, like I said, your towel, and of course you can go ahead and grab your water so you can drink that throughout our workout. It will be a timed workout once we get started. I'll have it going on my phone here. It'll beep in the last 3 seconds of every exercise so you'll know it's coming to an end, and with every rest so that you're ready to get started on the next exercise coming up. Like I was saying with needing a towel, it doesn't have to be a towel. It could be a blanket or anything along those lines. You're just going to want it to be long enough so you can hold on to it like this. All right, so you got your towel, you got your wall space, you've got some water if you need it. We're going to start our warm-up and then get right into the workout. So what we're starting with for a warm-up is we're starting with some gentle arm swings. And I say gentle to begin with so you don't start out and go way too far and hurt yourself. So you're going to have your arms straight. You're going to bring one arm up overhead like this, palm facing away from you, in front of you. And the other one is going to be with your palm facing back. And you're just going to push your arms back however far you comfortably can. And then you're going to switch and do that on the other side. And we're just going to keep going like that. So you're going to come up like this, and you'll see right here is about just where they naturally want to stop. I just push very slightly further. So you're hitting those back muscles going through that. So that's why I say push your arms back lightly. And I say don't push them back too far so that you don't injure yourself. We're just warming up right now. You're getting your body moving, getting ready to start. Going. And we're just going to keep repeating like this, back and forth. Let's do that 2 more times on each side. So that was 1 and 2. All right, we're going to go into some forward arm rotations next. And so just warming up, you can start with some smaller rotations and then build up to a wider rotation. So just like this. You're moving forward, nice small circles, and then I want you to slowly build up to some wider rotations. Keep your arms nice and straight. Hold your arms up, don't drop them down to your sides, and build up to however wide of a rotation you can comfortably do. And we're not going to do these for very long. Just whenever you get to that max rotation, do maybe 5, it's not too particular, it doesn't have to be an exact number. And then let your arms drop down and relax. We're going to do one last warm-up movement and then right into our workout. All right, so hands up, bend your arms, hands on the back of your head, on the side of your head, not too particular, doesn't matter. I want you to bring your elbows forward till they touch if you're able to touch them. If not, just as close as you can get them. And then the important part is to push your elbows back as far as you comfortably can. So just don't force them back way too far and hurt yourself, but do push them back a little bit further than just that natural stopping point. And make sure you stay in motion. I don't want you to stop and hold it here for too long and hold it here for too long. Just keep moving. All right, let's do 5 of these, and then we'll get into our exercise. So it's 1, 2, 3, if you're not keeping exact pace with me, that's fine. That was 4 and 5. So if you're done, go ahead and let your arms drop down and relax. I'm going to take a drink of my water and get the workout ready, and then we'll begin. So if you haven't quite finished up yet, you can do that now. All right, so this whole workout will be either standing or leaning against the wall. There's no laying on the floor, sitting on the floor, so there's no up and down in this workout. We're going to start with wall rows. We're going to do 30 seconds of them 3 times. And there will be rest in between. All right, so you turn the volume of this up, get ready. So go ahead and start if you know what to do. If not, you place your feet a little bit away from the wall, maybe about 1 foot away from the wall. You rest your upper arms on the wall, and you're kind of pushing off, pivoting off of your elbows. And the important thing is to keep the rest of your body nice and straight, almost like you're holding it in a plank, but of course you're standing up. So you're leaning against that wall, Your upper arms and your back should be the only part touching the wall when you let down. And when you're pushed away, only your elbow should be on the wall. All right, so stop. We have a 20-second rest, so I'm just going to stay leaning against this wall. And we've got 2 more rounds of that. And I'll keep detailing because I know it was a little bit rushed, especially if you're unfamiliar with the movement. We got 5 seconds, so I want you to get ready. Those feet a bit away from the wall. Push your body up nice and straight. And begin. So you got your upper arms resting against the wall. Push off. You're pivoting off the wall. Make sure you keep contact on the wall with your elbows at all time. So what I mean by that is make sure you don't push off too far and like jump up off the wall and then land back down on your elbows. You want to make sure they stay touching the wall throughout the whole movement. Keep your body nice and straight. Push away from the wall. And let down slowly. And repeat. And stop. Another 20-second rest. If it's comfortable for you, you can sit down during these rests. You can stay standing up, walk around if you'd like, drink your water. There's nothing you absolutely have to do during these rests other than I just want you to not be doing the exercise, trying to relax a little bit. All right, and begin. This is our last round of these, and then we're going to go into some towel movements from here. You want to breathe out when you're pushing away from the wall. Breathe in as you're letting back down. You may also feel this in your legs a little bit, especially right here, and in your core a little bit as well, since you're holding yourself nice and straight, keeping your body still. So it does work more than just your back. Couple seconds, and stop. Go ahead and finish that last breath if you need to. Let me scroll down on here so we're ready for the next exercises. So we're going to be doing some pull downs and some low rows. So I want you to grab that towel. We got about 5 seconds. Have your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. That's the stance we're going to have for all of these standing workouts. All right, if you know what to do, begin. If not, I'll show you. So you have that wider grip, palms facing away from you. You start with the towel against your chest. You push up, overhead. Don't lock your arms out. And then you come back down. The important thing is to make sure you're keeping tension on this towel as you're going through the entire movement. It's like you're pulling apart from both ends of the towel. Control your breathing. Pay attention to the movement. You don't have to bring it down to make it touch your chest. It can hover just above it. The important thing is that you're keeping that tension, paying attention to what you're doing. All right, now stop. We're going to switch to that low row. So you got a closer grip now and palms facing up. Go ahead and begin. So you have your arms brushing against your side throughout this movement. You want to make sure they're not way too close in, and you have to kind of move your arms out of the way as you're pulling the towel in. You also want to make sure they're not too far apart with all this space in between your arms and your body. So have your arms just lightly brushing against your side. You have your arms extended out in front of you. You pull in, having the towel touch right against your stomach, about where your belly button is. Make sure you're not curving it over like this, pulling it back too far. And bring those shoulder blades together when you pull back. And stop. So now we've got a 30-second rest, a bit longer rest than our last exercise. And we're going to do that for 3 more rounds. So it's 40 seconds of the pull downs, a couple seconds in between switch, 40 seconds of our low rows, and then our 30-second rest 3 more times. Take a drink of my water. We got 10 more seconds before we start. Same stance as before. Feet just a little bit wider than shoulder apart. That's just so you're more stable. And begin with those pull downs. Let me know if the way I'm turning this way or facing forward, which works better, so you can see the form, the proper form you're supposed to be using and everything. I try to turn it a bit of an angle because I feel like that's pretty good so you can see what you're supposed to be doing. But just let me know what works for you. Remember to keep that tension on that towel. Focus on the muscles you're working. We're hitting our back muscles right now, our lats. This is working your forearms a little bit and your core. Get ready to switch to those low rows and switch. So the forearm is right here. That's what we were working in the previous one a little bit. Now begin those low rows. These all do work quite similar movements with each other. because trying to hit the back muscles through all these movements. So of course the muscles they work is similar. This is also hitting your lats. It's working your shoulders a little bit and your biceps a bit as well. You don't have to worry too much about keeping as much tension on the towel with this with this movement as the other one, the pull downs. But if you do, you will feel it in your shoulders a little bit more, holding that tension. And stop. So we got another 30-second rest. We should have 2 more rounds of this, and we're going to go into 2 other movements. And our next 2 movements, if you'd like, you could use weights for the one of them. It's going to be curls. We'll be using the towel, but you can definitely use weights if you have those available, and that's what you prefer to use. So we have 8 seconds left. Get ready. Same stance as before. And begin with those pull downs. Now, if I forgot to mention the breathing for this, you want to breathe out as you're pulling the towel down towards you and breathe in as you're letting it go back up above your head. The reason for that is, I know this isn't quite the same as if you were using weights or a resistance band maybe, but you want to breathe out the more difficult part of the movement. And if you were using weights in the cable machine or the band, this part right here, pulling down, fighting against that resistance, would be the more difficult part. So breathe out and breathe in. And you can go completely at your own pace. You don't have to keep pace with me. Stop, switch to those low rows. So you've got that closer grip, palms facing up now. And begin. Extend your arms out, make sure you don't lock them completely, and pull back. The important thing is, let me turn to the side so you can hopefully see it better. Make sure you're pushing your shoulders back as well, pulling your shoulders together when you're at the back part of this movement. So I'll show you without, just kind of going through the movement, not moving my shoulders back, and this is with moving my shoulders back. Bring those shoulder blades together, focus on what you're doing. And for your breathing, you want to breathe out when you're pulling in towards you, and breathe in as you're letting it back away from you. So breathe out, and then breathe in. And stop. So we have 1 more round left of this. And then for our other 2 exercises, I have a couple extra seconds so I can kind of show you how to do them. And then we'll get into the actual more strictly timed part where we're just going back to back with them. Yes, so that will be back to back after I show you. There won't be time in between to switch your grip on the towel because you won't need to be doing that. All right, this is the last round of these 2 exercises. Let's get ready and begin. Try to keep that tension on the towel. Pay attention to your breathing and the movement you're doing. You're almost done. Make sure you're still using proper form as you're going through this movement. You always want to be using proper form so that you're not hurting yourself and so that your workout is most effective. We got 14 more seconds, then you can switch to those low rows. Keep that tension on the towel, almost done. Pay attention to the breathing. Breathe out and breathe in. And stop, switch your grip, get ready for those low rows one last time. And begin. Same thing as before, make sure you're using proper form. Bring those shoulders back. You can hold some tension on the towel. You may feel it a little more in your shoulders here. Make sure you're paying attention to your breathing as well. So breathe out as it comes in, and breathe in as you're letting it back away from you. Keep going. We're almost done. Try to keep moving throughout this whole time we have set here. We've got 15 seconds left. And we'll get a little bit of a rest. I want you to try and follow along with me for these next exercises as I'm showing you how to do them. And stop. All right, so these next ones will still be with the towel. It's going to be a press out and a curl. So you're going to have the same grip as with the low rows. You got the closer grip and your palms are up. Let me hit fast forward on this. So we're just going to have this one round where it's a little bit longer so I can explain it, and then we'll go into our time part. All right, so for pressing out, you're just going to go like this. Press out away from you, and it's quite similar to the low rows we're doing. You're just higher up. And then we're going to switch to a curl as well. So you press out and you have this curl here that we'll also be doing. We're going to combine them once we get started. I'm going to have to mess with the timer a little bit here. So curl, if you've ever done a bicep curl before, it's the same as that. You're just going to be using a towel. So ignore the timer for now. We're just going to keep going. So you start down here, palms facing up. You curl up and try to focus on the muscle you're working. You're hitting your bicep right there. And we're just going to combine it with that press out movement so you get a little more movement in your arm. Just go like this for the curl, and then you can press out, come back, and then go into another curl. So let me turn right here. Hopefully that's a good angle there. So you can see, we'll start like this, curl up, press out, back in, let it down, and repeat. All right, and it's going to be for a longer time. So let me move forward on this, and down, there we go. And we're going to begin. So you're going to start down here, curl up, out, pull the towel back, and down again. Now you're going to hear the timer go off because the timer is not set up correctly. So I'll just talk through it. So this part right here, just ignore that and keep going through this movement. The next beat, you're going to want to stop and begin your rest. Now, as you can see, since we're doing bicep curls, this is the part I was mentioning where if you'd like to use weights, you can go ahead and do that. So instead of using the towel and instead of doing this press out, you could just continue and just do your weights. All right, so stop, we've got a rest. We're going to do that 2 more times. So we're just doing the curl press out combination and then a brief rest 2 more times. You can drink your water during this rest, relax, whatever you'd like to do. We got 5 seconds, so get ready to start. Like I said, same grip as those low rows. Closer grip, palms facing up, and begin. So curl up, out, pull back, and down. So when you're curling up, I want you to focus on your biceps, this muscle on the front side of your upper arm right here. So right here, this part of the movement, focus on your biceps, press out. And when you're pulling in, bring those shoulder blades together and think about pulling in with your back muscles, squeezing them together. So you come up, focusing on those biceps, push out, pull back using those back muscles, and let it back down. If that makes sense. I know trying to explain what muscles you're working kind of helps you know what you're doing. You can go ahead and rest now. So you know what you're working, and you can think about those muscles more, especially if you're used to using heavier weights. Really focusing on those muscles you're working while you're working them can help a lot. So you got 5 more seconds. We've got 1 more round left of this. All right, get ready and begin. So curl up, press out, pull back, down, and repeat. Might be a little bit tricky to get used to this. The more you do it, the better you'll get at this movement. Like I was saying before, you could use your weights for the curl if you have them available and if that's what you prefer. If you've seen the class before, I've done bicep curls with a towel and you rest your leg in the center of the towel so you have a little bit more weight to pull up, a little more resistance. It does require a bit better balance though, but if you do prefer that movement, definitely go ahead and do that. All right, and we're at our rest. Let me move that up. So we are done with our towel now. You can set it aside. We got 10 seconds and we're going into some wall slides. 5 seconds. So if you know what a wall sit is, go ahead and do that. All right, if you know how to do these wall slides, begin. If not, I'll explain. So you kind of start in a wall sit. Your feet are a little ways away from the wall and you're leaning against it. Your back should be as flat on the wall as you can get it. You start with your arms right here, about in line with the shoulders. You bring them up and you let them back down. Try and keep your arms on the wall as much as they can be and keep your back as flat as it can be. Definitely take some practice. You can go ahead and stop. We're going to rest. If you'd like to hold that wall sit, go ahead and feel free to do that. If not, you can stand up and relax. We got 2 more rounds of that. I'll keep explaining as we go. We've got 10 seconds till we start it again. But I like to include this because it can help a lot with your posture since you're keeping yourself straight against the wall with those arms up. All right. Go ahead and begin. Kind of like you're holding that wall sit. Arms up, back as flat as it can be. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Try to keep your breathing nice and slow. Like I said, this can help with posture, hitting your traps a little bit, your back shoulder muscle. It's getting that rotator cuff a little as well. And stop. So stand back up. It's our last rest. We only got one more round. Then we'll do a cool down and we'll be finished with our workout. Let me pull this forward so I can actually see it. It's got a glare going on, so I'm not able to see the countdown. I usually like to try and give a countdown as we're going through the exercises so you know about how much time you got left. Get ready and begin. This is our last round. Try to remind yourself as you're going through the movement, keep your back pretty flat. It doesn't have to be perfect against the wall, and then your arms as much against the wall as they can be. Keep your breathing nice and slow. And don't run through the movement too quick either. Don't be moving your arms up and down super quick. You can go nice and slow. All right. We're at our rest. Let me hit pause on this. We don't want it going off and interrupting our cool down. Get that tossed to the side. Our cool down is going to be quite similar to our warm up. We're going to start with those arm swings, all right? I usually start by raising my right arm up first and my left arm back. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever's comfortable for you. So I want you to go through this nice and slowly. If you're just starting it just now, that's fine. Push your arms back. Try to slow your breathing if you're breathing quickly from the workout. You just want to cool down right now. Nothing too intense, don't go too quick. All right, now we're going to switch into that movement from the end of our warm-up. You're going to bring your hands up to the side of your head. Bring those elbows together, touch them together if you can. If not, that's fine. And then you're going to push them back however far you can. And since it's the end of our workout, I want you to hold those elbows back just briefly and kind of feel that stretch deep and bring those shoulder blades together. And then let your arms relax and move back forward. Now go ahead and keep doing that. It looks like I might have lost signal on my end. Hopefully it's still good on your end. Let's check. Give it a second. Hopefully I'll reconnect and you can still hear and see everything. Go ahead and keep doing that movement. So just like this before, if it did cut out, if you missed it, we're bringing our elbows forward, back, bringing our shoulder blades together, holding it briefly, deepening that stretch, and then moving your arms back together. Now, if you can't bring your elbows together, you can't touch them together, that's fine. And if you can't push your arms back as far as I am, or you can do it even further, that's fine. Just do what works for you. Everyone's built differently, and we're all at different stages. So if you can't push them back this far now, the more you do this, the better you'll get, and soon you'll be able to. Just do what works for you at the moment. All right? So you can keep going through those movements. You can do the arm swing. You can do that movement more. You could maybe even go through the warm-up again if you'd like. I'm going to end the live in a second so you can rewatch it later. After I end it, you can rewatch it. You can rewatch our other videos. Make sure you like us on Facebook at the Ashtabula County Medical Center. We have great lunch and learn events on there. You can check out a bunch of other awesome live workouts. So let me know what you think. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching.